Hello! In this video, I'm going to show you my approach to the final piece. As you can see, I'm going to use an A3 paper. I'm going to use one of the papers that I've prepared for a background with coffee and ink. You've got a choice of either using A3 or bigger papers. You can go as big as you want. I'm going to change my composition a bit because I've got bored of the previous one. It wasn't so good. I found a better one, and I think the one that will be much nicer to do in those techniques. I'm going to work very quickly, but I'm assuming that you will spend more on your final piece, starting really quickly to preserve the energy and then coming back and refining your work so it looks interesting. So let's start. I'm going to start with the gesture drawing. I'm also going to stand when I'm drawing. If you're standing, you're definitely using or preserving much more of energy than if you were just sitting. I'm not speeding up this video so you can see what's possible to achieve in 15 minutes. Gesture very quickly. Where do you think your objects are going to be? If you're not happy, you can simply use the tissue and find much better composition. You can use charcoal for your gesture, or you can use your pencil, that's up to you. You can use as many energetic drawing techniques as you want. I will try to fit all of them into this drawing, but you can choose which ones are working the best for you. I'm happy with what I see. This is going to calm it down a bit. And I am going to I'm going to go with the continuous line drawing in order to add some interesting lines in here. So I'm going to go around. I'm going to refine my shapes, change them, move them around, shift them, add more details. I'm not necessarily following around the initial lines I did. Try to change and shift to a better accuracy, but concentrate on energy as much as you can. I'm changing, shifting around, making it look more believable and more what I see. I'm also trying to work pretty quickly. And I'm spending my time looking at my objects. That's very important. I enjoy working with continuous line drawing because it's limiting you and it forces you to make perfect decisions. I think it's very interesting. It's almost like it's recording your thoughts while you are drawing, which is very interesting to see and makes drawing unique. I'm going to introduce another loose drawing energetic technique into this drawing. I'm going to use multiple pencils. This will help me creating shading very quickly, which will speed up my drawing process. And it will allow me to concentrate on line, composition, and most importantly, fun in this piece. I'm moving around the drawing in order not to overwork one piece of it. Remember the purpose of this final piece. It's not necessary making it look very perfect and realistic. You're trying to imply an energy in your drawing. You're trying to loosen up. I think I would like to make my background a bit darker. I'm going to use charcoal. Because charcoal will allow me to block and make areas much quicker. I'm going to use ease of approach, so further away from my point of interest I'm going, the less of the shading I'm going to do. I think that's going to be nice for preserving a bit of this background that I've done. I really like this background. I think that was a very successful one. When you're working on the negative spaces, meaning the spaces that are around your object, look at your main subject. It will allow you to define the proper boundaries for it. I'm changing what I'm seeing in my piece. There's a fault here. I'm not happy with the composition of this fault, so I'm making a creative decision to ignore it. And you can do the same. The longer you observe what's in front of you, the more you can change it, as long as it's your decision. And as long as it's adding to the feeling of energy in your drawing. Right, that's kind of energetic. I think it would be nice to maybe add a bit more of charcoal in the different areas to unify it. I'm also going to work with a bit of a charcoal on those dates. I think that will help them to pop out a bit. I'm going to add a bit of shading here as well. So you can see that I'm jumping between one area and another. Alrighty. Haven't used ink yet, and I think that would be a really good addition. I'm going to use ink to bring attention to the most important parts. I think that my dates in this pot here is pretty important. So I'm going to give a bit of an ink treatment to that area here. I also think that the top, I can redefine it a bit with the ink. Bring more attention to it through that treatment. I think that's a very interesting line. It's very curvy, very organic. I like it, and I want to bring more attention to it in the drawing. I think I need to balance it with some work on the bottom of the pot. I'm not happy with that, so I can work quickly to maybe reduce that effect. So, after you've been working for a while, it's going to be a time for you to stop being so quick and start actually deciding what details you need to refine and bring them back. You can refine your work with the pencil, ink, or a charcoal. You've got the freedom of that. I'm also bringing up a white crayon and some white chalk because that might be helpful, especially in the area that it's very, very dark. So I'm going to start my refinement with that actually. So you can feel that I'm slowing down a bit. I'm still trying to make a very decisive marks because I'm more interested in the energy that I'm giving than making my work perfect. So I'm going to bring out some of the details. Mixing and matching between my techniques. But I definitely am going to be cautious about how much time I'm spending on this work. Because you don't want to risk overworking it. Each loose sketch and energetic drawing that you're refining will require different approaches. Sometimes you need to use your pencil a bit more, sometimes you might work with a bit of additional charcoal touches. It will depend on your subject, but also it will depend on the mood that you're in. Don't spend too long on refining your piece. If you are spending long time, you're risking overworking it. The time you need to correct your shades and adding some details will vary from piece to piece, and it will depend on the size of your paper and how complicated your subject is. Loose sketching works really well for the still life, but also you can use it in other types of drawings like urban drawing or drawing people. Some techniques that you've seen here, like gesture drawing or continuous line drawing, work amazingly if you're trying to practice drawing people in motion. They allow you to concentrate on the general shape rather than looking at details. Other techniques, like multiple pencils, will help you with large scale drawings. Working with multiple drawing techniques on the same piece can lead to much more exciting and unique final pieces. So I hope that you will take what you learn in this part of the project and use it in your future projects in this course and in your future art courses. So here it is, a finished final piece showing energy in your drawing. Thank you.